on? Welcome to Totally Blitz podcast. We're going to talk the Thanksgiving games and Black Friday game. First time ever for the NFL. But before we jump into that, we're going to recap Monday night and Sunday night, which saw some banger of games on primetime last week. As always, go down and like and subscribe. Comment your picks for the Thursday games, the Black Friday game, and your thoughts of the primetime games last week. I'm Paul. Pick 'em, win 'em, Concha. I got the school. And who's with me?
Hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev, Water Boy, boy, aka the Dom PYE, aka the realest on your screen, aka the motherfucker that's wanted. Hey, what's that shit, Paul? What's that shit say, Paul?
Wanted.
Dead or alive. Hey, that boy Paul put me on Bon Jovi, so I'm stuck. Hey, what that been say?
Wanted.
Dead or alive. So yeah, I've been bumping.
This was before he became a pussy ass boy. Now it's fuck this motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit is hard though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
but before we can talk Thanksgiving, before we can talk Black Friday, before we can talk Dead or Alive, we gotta talk Sunday night. And they let my boy Russ cook. They let Russ cook. I don't know.
I don't know if he was cooking.
They let him cook. I'm not saying that he cooked like a feast or nothing, but
yeah,
he cooked.
They had him cooking the appetizers.
I'm telling you, I told you, bro. This is what I told you. Keep your steak in Bronco County. There's still money over there. I tried to tell you.
But I think that final drive where they win the game on the touchdown, go for two and don't get it. Didn't matter. Fuck it, that's Cortland Sutton. Did you see how high that motherfucker jumped? Like he was up there to grab that bitch.
Right. What made me mad about that play was it was first down. Like, even when I look at this, I'm looking at this motherfucker right now, and I just get so upset. Like, why did you throw this ball? But Cortland Sutton got up and out of there, homie. Like, that shit made no sense, dog. What?
I will give Russ credit. He did put it into one place where it wouldn't be intercepted. Like, that worst, that's an incompletion, a ball swatted. That shit. Probably that bitch is. Oh my god.
Yeah. Bro, when I see that play, bro, I just sit there and just be like, what the fuck? But that's all we needed. Shout out Bronco County. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't know, we's out here. We living our lives. Shout them boys out. But hey, that's 3 in a row for the Broncos. And they just snapped a 5-game winning streak that the Vikings was on. I'm just saying. They in the hunt. Yeah. Or they're on the bubble. They're either in the hunt or on the bubble.
Yeah, they're 5-5 right now, which in the AFC you're gonna need more than a 500 record to make it. It's like currently the Vikings are still above them at 6-4. But I mean the Broncos are stringing along wins, and it isn't easy wins. Like the Vikings game, the last minute drive, a good stop on defense to not let Dobbs make the game-winning drive, because all they needed was a field goal. And on top of it, I mean, the weeks prior to that, they beat the Bills and they beat the fucking Chiefs. Like, those are that's a solid resume for a 3-game win streak.
Facts. Hey man, I'm just saying. There's still some stakes over there. I'm saying I got a couple shares. I don't mind selling at a higher value.
I will say Russ. I talked a little shit on Russ, but he has played a lot better. Like I think he's like 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the year. Like he's kind of reminding me similar to like the before Kirk Cousins was like an actual like franchise quarterback for the Vikings and shit. Like that's what he's kind of reminding me of. It's like, okay, this guy, he's like some games he throws for 150, some games he throws for 280, but he's not throwing interception. And now that's I think is the key to this game to this team is like just limit the mistakes. Like you're only gonna probably put up 20 points, maybe 20 to 25. Some games under, but as long as you don't let the other team get easy scoring opportunities, your defense they're a shell of their former selves. But they've shown up these last couple of weeks, getting a shitload of turnovers.
Yeah, they have been going ham.
Like first drive of this game was a fumble by the the Vikings to set up short field for a field goal. Like if they don't get that turnover there, that's a game the Broncos probably lose by a field goal. They don't get that turnover for an easy point.
Yeah, my biggest thing for Russ is that the fact he's doing this without a run game. And his receivers, when they're not dropping that bitch, they're looking really good. Like Jerry Judy can really shake some shit up easy, but sometimes they'll drop that bit. So I don't know. I think if they see one of the announcers said it best, I believe, when he said that everybody thought when Sean Payton came here, they was gonna go back to like the Drew Brees type days when he has a receiver, he has a quarterback throwing 300 yards a game. They're having a top five offense type vibe, but that's just not this team right now. Maybe they could build on top of it, but not right now. And I think they're figuring out ways to win. And this game had a lot of moxie in that bitch. We can give Russell the credit, we can give Portland Sutton the credit, but truthfully, it was a team effort. Like all these motherfuckers did something. Like if you look at the receiving yards, they're like this goes like the best highest receiver was Cortland Sutton with 66. Samaje Perine had 60. Jerry Judy had 58. Like these motherfuckers they're figuring out ways to get it done.
Yeah, and Cortland Sutton, we haven't been keeping track of stuff like this, but like the shout out to him. I know this personally because I have him in fantasy. He has 8 touchdowns on the year so far.
He's nice.
Like
great red.
Years prior, he was not getting many touchdown looks. That was the one thing. Like he was getting 100-yard games but no touchdown.
Ouch.
This year, he's not having the big production yardage wise, but 8 touchdowns throughout the 10 weeks of football they play, like that. Like he's as my flex guy, he's sitting there like, fuck, he only got like 5 points. And then next time I look, he's like 14 point something and got a touchdown. Like I was like, he's just been a consistent end zone finder for the year.
He knows how to get them in, and he's willing to make a motherfucker look crazy to do it. But yeah, shout out to Broncos. Hopefully they keep on winning so I can get some more value in these Bronco County shares since I got so many extra.
And before we move on, to put in perspective for people at home that don't know, 8 touchdowns is a lot. He's second only to Tyreek Hill in wide receivers and touchdowns this year. And Tyreek Hill got 9. Next game, the Monday night game was a good one. We had the Eagles beating the Chiefs 21-17, and it came down all the way to the end. Also in this game, Jalen Hurts runs for 2 touchdowns, and with that, he breaks the Cam Newton like all-time record for rushing touchdowns within the first couple of years or some shit. I don't know. He broke Cam Newton's record, and everyone's been beefing online that like Cam Newton was scrambling and running motherfuckers over for his touchdowns. Jalen Hurts is getting pushed up by his ass cheeks for his touchdowns. Literally, that's what I'm saying. Like if they pushed him by his ass cheeks. And I mean, given credit, he has 9 rushing touchdowns this year. Insane number. 7 of them came within the 1-yard line.
I mean, if it fits, it ships. I'm not mad at him for that. But that is the most solid point I've ever heard. Cam Newton was really killing motherfuckers. Cam Newton was jumping over the pile. Like, yeah, like really Superman in that shit. So, like, he can have the record, but Cam Newton got the place.
Yeah, we had Marcus versus Corey in the fantasy group chat today about the Cam versus Hurts combo.
Oh, I know that was a bad. I know that was a bad back and forth.
Bro, I was busy at work, and I felt like somebody was calling me the way my phone was buzzing. I was like, what? I see 80 missed messages in the last 8 minutes. I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
I know that nigga dying over Cam shit. That nigga's what? Oh
hey,
yeah.
And I will give credit where credit's due. Evo, known Bucks fan, Panther hater, even he came and said Cam was that dude. He was like, and then Lonnie came in and was like, Cam was that dude. And then I haven't heard much from Corey since.
I ain't gonna lie, Cam was a problem.
I'm gonna quote the great Evo. He said, "Cam is the greatest scrambling quarterback he's ever seen in his life."
I don't know. Lamar Jackson's kind of nice, but Cam is nice.
Yeah, but back to the game. This was a Super Bowl rematch, the Brothers Bowl, the Kelsey Bowl, some people like to call it. Eagles, They got the little. I know this isn't the revenge they want. They want the revenge in the Super Bowl, but they got a little bit of revenge, 21-17 over the Chiefs, and it came down to the final drive where Hurts, we just kind of hit on it. He did a little tush push on the 1 yard line to take the lead with 6 minutes left. Chiefs definitely have chances to win this game. MVS drops 70-yard touchdown in his hands. Like they've been on that boy's head all since the game. I'm not shocked if he deactivated Twitter and all that because they is on his.
Damn, he deactivated.
I'm not sure if he did, but like everybody would. I swear the number one. There was two things trending. It was like Monday Night Football. That was number one. The number actually there was like five things. Number two, Jalen Hurts. Number three, MVS, Marvelous Fantastic Scantling. Number four was Walmart. And if you click on the Walmart, it was the Chiefs wide receivers better go apply to Walmart. Like it was a whole bunch of people talking about. That's why Walmart was trending. It was like these motherfuckers need to start getting the employment line. I know Walmart hire and it's season. The season. It's like I was like so like that's the way people was walking out of this game.
Hey, bro, them boys were upset. They said
Walmart was in the top five trending things. It was only because people were telling the Chiefs wide receivers to go apply.
but I know the Walmart. I know. I bet you Walmart got all types of cheap stuff in every store right now. They were like future employer of the Kansas City Chief receivers. But that's good. That's good publicity. But all in all, I just realized the Chiefs are really a team of two halves. There's the first and then there's the second half.
Yeah.
And like the first half, they're probably one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team. The second half, they're atrocious.
They're the worst.
Like, they make terrible mistakes. They literally turn over the ball crazy. They drop shit. They give up stuff. And like this pisses me off because their defense is so good.
Yeah, like they got Hurts. I think he got sacked 5 times this game. Like Hurts doesn't get sacked like that. They have a great offensive line and he can scramble. But like the Chiefs defense is doing anything. Like they got an interception on Hurts as well. There was the Chiefs were in the red zone. They fumbled the ball. I think Travis Kelce's the one that fumbled it in the red zone. Like there's a little bit, but this was a great ass game. Like I think that's the best way to explain it. This is a great ass game. Like the offenses didn't. It wasn't 400 yards versus 400 yards and no defense. It was like good defensive stands, but also some offense was still involved. Like Devontae Smith, 40-yard catch that ends on the one. Like people were saying, like the moment he got stopped at the one, like Jalen Hurts was like, "Time for me to do my magic." Like, it's true. I mean, I can't fault it. I mean, I know if Tua did that, like we probably wouldn't have a quarterback all year. So, like if you got the goods, do it.
Bro, they keep bringing up I was watching this game on the Manicast and they kept bringing up how Jalen Hurts squats 700 pounds. And like he's a hard motherfucker to just take down in general. So like that tush push is so undefeated, but like it literally only works because of the dynamic between Jalen Hurts, Jason Kelsey, and whoever's pushing their ass.
Yeah. And the co-sign your point about them in the second half, statistically, they haven't scored a second half touchdown since October 22nd. We're going a full month without the Chiefs having a second half touchdown.
Wow.
They're averaging the lowest points per games in the second half, 32nd ranked in the whole NFL. And this is teams like the Giants with fucking DeVito on the squad. And then they said last 3 games, Chiefs second half, Broncos 4 drives, 2 turnovers, no points. Dolphins 5 drives, 1 turnover, no points. Eagles 6 drives, 1 turnover, no points.
Crazy.
Yeah, like that. Like we were the reason I think we both picked the Chiefs was because of their defense. We didn't know. We weren't fully. We didn't have all the stats in front of us to let us know that like this offense could let you down.
Yeah. And it's really just like the little mistakes. If they can fix those errors, that's Gucci. But like they can still be the mighty, mighty Chiefs we all know and love. But like they gotta fix those errors because that's crazy.
Damn, bro. I just typed in second half, bro. The fucking if you was to bet the Chiefs under total points in the second half all year long, you'd be 10-0 in all your bets.
Wow.
That right there is the gold mine. I might have to throw a little dollars on that one this next week. But outside of that, Kev, how else do you feel about this game? Any like final thoughts or any big takeaways, anything like that?
Um, the Eagles keep screaming they still aren't playing their best football yet. But I think they're missing. I don't know if they're missing anything. I think they can lock in deeper and fix little errors, especially against good teams. But I don't know. I think there's a bluff that's being called.
I will say my dad, he said this 2 weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to bring it up. From week 9, Paul Sr., my father, this is his take. This is a bold take. This would be a shock take if he was on the show. He
Mm.
said the Eagles are going to lose the first round to play. Not like maybe they'll get the first round bye because they're seeding. He says the first game they play in the playoff, they're going to lose. He says they're going to be the Minnesota Vikings of last year.
Yeah,
Just because he's like every close game and coming to playoffs, like those close games start to flip. He's like, you can't win every game by one possession and then expect to do that. You know, you can't do that for fucking every game of the year.
yeah. And it comes to bite, yeah, like you said, it comes to bite them in the ass. And I mean, the Chiefs are still dominant. And I think this game was the Chiefs played better than the Eagles. I just think that the Eagles won this bitch outright. And I feel like it was the exact opposite in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. And they didn't have the slippery field to complain about.
Yeah, so it'd be like that sometimes, but hey, adversity. Let's see what they do to come back from it.
And you know, Jalen Hurts walked out of Kansas City, wanted,
Facts.
dead or alive. And then let's jump into Thursday games. Kev, gobble gobble, put Thanksgiving hat on. Get to tell us everything you're grateful for, because I know I'm grateful for this football games come Thursday.
Definitely grateful for football. One thing about me, I don't really go home on Thanksgiving, and motherfuckers like to ask questions, and I kind of just want to get faded, eat food, and watch football. And motherfuckers want to change locations. They want to do this, take pictures, take praise. I 12 to 10, 30. I am watching football. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And it's back to back.
And I won't say we have a great game of slate, like a great slate of games here this Thursday. But for once, we could actually see the Cowboys and Lions both win on Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
Like I don't
Whoa.
know, they probably won back like together in a while, but the Lions have stunk on Thanksgiving multiple years. The Cowboys are known to blow it on Thanksgiving. Um, but this could be the year where like they finally get their shit together. They have got their shit together. They look fucking pretty good coming into Thursday. But let's start it off, Kev. First Thursday game, I'm gonna throw it to you. Lions 8-2 versus the Packers 4-6. Lions coming off a good win, big comeback win against the Bears. Packers coming off a kind of a big underdog win. No one thought they was gonna beat the Chargers, but they did. Lions,
God did.
it's in Detroit, of course. Thanksgiving Day is always gonna be in Detroit. Lions are a 7.5 point favorite at home, taking on the Packers. How do you feel?
I mean, you know how I feel about my Lions. I always think I'm always rooting for them to do good and to make something happen in this society we call life. That was my philosophical way, and the Lions better come fucking boys up. This is gonna be one of the divisionalized games that are close for no reason type shit.
It's
But
not.
I do like
Oh, it is. My bad. My bad. My bad.
I do like this game to be interesting in a few different sorts, in a few different forms. But I'm expecting the Lions to handle business, continue streaking and looking good like they have been, and to take over this bitch because they run this division right now.
Oh, they do, but I'm looking, bro. Just looking at the stats, like no win record, no nothing. Just comparing Jordan Love to Jared Goff right now. Jordan. So start off with Jared Goff. I think we can all agree he's probably playing his best football ever.
Yeah, consistently.
2,700 yards, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Jordan
Nice.
Love. Jordan Love, 2,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. It's a lot closer than I expected. Like, same amount of touchdowns. Love only has 2 more interceptions, and Goff only got 400 more yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like I was expecting it. Like, like we're talking about like Goff and the Lions. Like, who the fuck stopping them type shit. When we're talking about Green Bay Packers, is like, where the fuck is their offense? And I think that's the difference between winning and losing games. Because the box score always shows something similar. But if the Green Bay Packers are sitting at like 7-3 or 8, just flip the record 6-4 and not 4-6. I think people are talking about the Jordan Love era a little differently. They're talking about like, oh yeah, like we're finding ways to win. Like we don't need Rodgers. Like right now, the GM that traded away Rodgers, his ass is on the fucking hot seat. Like his ass might be done after this year if the Packers don't do shit.
Yeah, he's definitely out of there. But I like your take, and I can agree with it to an extent. But you do have to remember, like, the Lions do have this crazy fucking pass rush, and then motherfucking
Oh yeah,
they
no,
do have,
I'm not talking about the whole team. I'm just talking about quarterback versus quarterback. The way people
yeah,
talk about Love versus the way people are talking about Goff right now.
and I think it's also there's the fact that he has that he then he also has the running backs, but like when it comes to so it's like when it comes to quarterback, there's a lot less pressure on Golf and Golf, and he's only recently started throwing interceptions, so like because of that, I feel like he does get away with a lot of slack,
You caught
and
me.
yeah. So, but I do like that comparison because I think Jordan Love isn't terrible. He isn't atrocious. I think he's what we thought Trevor Lawrence was last year. Somebody that could be up. They just got to figure things out, mesh well, get him the right team, keep Aaron Jones healthy. So I never knock Jordan Love, even though I'd be wanting to, because he can get 300 yards on a good day. But I got the Lions coming in here to smash some boys because that's what this Lions team is supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, I do. And the reason I said you caught me was because you was right. Like Jared Goff threw 3 interceptions last game. Like if he didn't throw those 3, which is not what he normally does, he's sitting at 16-5. Like we're sitting here like, oh yeah, like fucking way better than Jordan Love. But it's just that 3 interceptions, so he got 8 right now, makes it look a lot closer. Detroit's 4-1 at home. Green Bay's 1-4 away. I that should tell you enough. Like the Detroit doesn't lose at home. I like them a lot here. I even like them -7.5. I don't think this is gonna be a ball game. Like I think it'll be a ball game and maybe closer to the fourth quarter because Green Bay may do something to bring it within a score or something. But I think from top to bottom, offensive line, the Green Bay's offensive line, which is not that good, going up against the Detroit defensive line is going to be a big problem for Jordan Love. And what's one thing we see with these like younger quarterbacks that are taking over offenses is like you get somebody in their face, they tend to struggle. And I think that's what we're going to see here. We'll see the Detroit Lions kind of demanding lead at halftime, like a 24 or 21 to like 7 going into half. And then it's going to become like somewhat of a ball game in the fourth quarter. But the Lions got this and give me the Lions -7.5 at home.
Yeah, I think the Lions are coming with a mindset to put up 40 points. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is on a tear right now, and not enough people are talking about it.
100-yard game every fucking week almost. Like if he was going off the stats alone, like the top 3 receivers in NFL should be Tyreek Hill, AJ Brown, Amon St. Brown. Just off of like this pure like, but not even the stats. Like it's like what are they contributing to their team? Like if you take Amon St. Brown off the Lions, that's a different Lions squad.
Yeah, Jameson Williams is cool. We love him, but that's a lot of load to carry.
That's a different line squad. Like Sam Laporta, great tight end, rookie tight end, balling. But like, is he gonna be able to do the shit he's doing whenever if Amon St. Brown ain't getting all the attention that he's getting? Same with Tyreek Hill. Take Tyreek Hill off the fucking Dolphins. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna be fighting for our wins. And then you take the AJ Brown off the Eagles. they're gonna be fighting for some wins. Like it's not gonna be like they're already fighting for their wins. They're all one possession wins. Like it's not gonna be the same squad. Like I feel like those three should be the top three. Keenan Allen, he's also in that convo. I'm not gonna lie, Keenan Allen's that dude too. But like that should be the top three just based on what they bring to their team. Their team is winning and they're putting up the numbers to respect it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
respect it, but a Stephon Diggs fan might hate you for
man, get their wins up.
that.
And then the other guy, I kind of snubbed this guy. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit into this breakdown. Cowboys versus Commanders. TD Lamb is going to be there. That was another guy I kind of just forgot about for a second, but he's definitely should be in that combo too. But Cowboys taking on the Commanders, first time they're playing each other this season. Cowboys 4-0 at home, and Commanders are a better team on the road. They're 3-3 in away games. Three of their wins out of their four are when they're on the road, and they're taking on the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. It's an 11-point spread. This is gonna be this game. I don't know how to think because everything's telling me Dallas Cowboys defense, offense, they fucking it's gonna be a shit show. They're gonna destroy it. Not even close. But Dallas tends to not show up on Thanksgiving. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I'm pretty sure they haven't won like in the last 5 and last 10. They've lost more than they've won. And this is like basically the same squad that they have every year because every year they win 10 games or more. So it's not like it's any different. And in Washington, I don't know. I don't know how to fucking judge them. They play shit against some teams, and then they play the Eagles, and fucking Sam Howell turns into the fucking MVP Howell. 300 and something yards, 3 touchdowns, fucking running it for 50 yards and shit. Like, so to me, I'm like, is this going to be the Cowboys just blowing out Washington? Is going to be like this Cowboys doing the Cowboys thing, getting the people up out of there? Or is this going to be the Washington Commanders when they play somebody in the division that's good? Because they lost to the Giants. But like when they play somebody that's good, they fucking wake up and they seem to fucking play their best offense. So how do you see it?
I look at this game as it could go either way on a good day, but nah, I think it could go either way. You could be on some really close stuff, but nah, you got to take the Cowboys because of this offense being on the tear it's been on, but this defense as well. The fact that what's his name, like
Bland.
is on Bland. He's like 1 or 2 touchdowns, pick sixes away from breaking the record. Like
One. He's tying the record right now. He's just one away from breaking it.
that's how that's really the dominant performances that they've been putting on a lot of teams. I don't think Sam Howell, like you said, people do not look good with somebody in their face. You do not want Michael Parsons getting back there acting a fucking fool. So I would love to make it seem like, oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those divisional games that makes anything happen. Now, I'm taking the Cowboys to go come in and handle business because especially since I know you can't trust Sam Howell on a 4-quarter drive.
Yeah, and I was so we brought up Bland. I want to point out this. People are saying he should be in the defensive MVP conversations because if you compare his stats to when Stephon Gilmore won it in 2019 on the Patriots, they're very comparable. This yards allowed. Gilmore, I know this through a whole season, but he's allowed 600 yards. Bland's only allowed 200. He still has 7 games to go, but he's only allowed 200. Touchdowns allowed. Bland's allowed 1. Gilmore's allowed none. QB rating against them. Gilmore's 44. Bland's 34. So a better QBR for Bland. Deflections, Gilmore's got 20. Bland's got 12. Again, Bland's got like 6 more games to play. Interceptions, they're tied at 6. And defensive touchdowns, Gilmore had 2 and Bland has 4 right now.
Oh wow.
So statistically, he's matching up pace wise right up there with Gilmore, and it's probably going to beat him if he scores another touchdown or gets another interception. He'll have more, but like he's right there with him. So, but he's not even being talked about for the defensive MVP.
I did not know he was nice like that. Or I guess that he was catching garbage time
Just one
touchdowns.
of those like you were the third corner that just happens to be there type shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
He probably would be the third corner, but you got to remember Tavon Diggs went down. Now he's like, it's my fucking time to shine. Tavon Diggs let up yards. I ain't doing that. I'm fucking locking shit up.
That's real.
But yeah, no. But back to the game, like yeah, I think Howell's still like first in yards this season, which is insane for like a first year of him playing. But it's the Cowboys. They're 4-0 at home. They play their best football at home. They've yet to lose at home. And they haven't won in Thanksgiving in a little while. I just think this team seems more motivated than all the other teams prior. There's something
Yes.
about this team. Like last year, I know they were motivated, but like going into the playoffs, I was still like, it's the Cowboys. But something about this squad here, I don't think I'll be having that take of like, oh, it's the same old Cowboys come playoffs. I feel like they're actually like on all cylinders, special teams, offense, defense. They're clicking.
Yeah, it's what they do. And I think it's funny because they're doing this no Kellen Moore.
No Kellen Moore, and I don't want to put all the kudos on one player because it isn't just one player, but I think it's CD Lamb. I think
Yeah.
CD Lamb becoming I saw someone say like the Lakers. Like, what do the Lakers need to become a title contender again? Like, they went to the conference finals a couple years ago. They fucking trade for the players they want. They get D'Angelo Russell. They re-sign Reeves. They do all the things, but they still stink. What should they do? Who should they add? And they're like, you don't need to add anybody. You just need Anthony Davis to go out there and give you 30 and 15 every fucking night like he should. But if he doesn't, y'all are going to be the same mediocre Lakers. And that's how I feel about CeeDee Lamb. Is like CeeDee Lamb is fucking like he isn't okay with just ending the game with 4 catches and 60 yards. He's going into games like I'm gonna get open, feed me the rock, 10 catches, 120 yards, 150 yards, a touchdown. Like he's like taking over games and like shout out Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman was the one hating on CeeDee Lamb, saying he's not a wide receiver one, this and that. And since that topic, CeeDee Lamb has been on a fucking tear. And since CeeDee Lamb's been on a tear, this Cowboys has been on a tear.
Right, because he gets them energized. The plays he's been making have been insane. Like the one hand grab he had last week.
That shit was nasty. There's like this fucking. It was almost like he got stuck to his glove, like type shit. Like he just floop floop, like this fucking like no, it wasn't even a catch. It was just like the ball hit his glove. It sat there perfectly. He puts it in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to have that security blanket. Like, who can I trust on this 4th and 2 to get open?
CD's down there somewhere.
And the emergence of Jake Ferguson to tight end, replacing Dalton Schultz, that motherfucker is good for a touchdown every game, I feel like, at this point.
Hmm.
Both rocking with the Cowboys. Before we go, Kev, we're not a spread pick show. I do give out spread picks as my bets for all my betting gamblers out there. But if you had to, gun to the head, Kev, would you take Cowboys minus 11 or would you take the Washington Commanders plus 11?
Oh, gun to my head, my Cowboys minus 11.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not betting it, but I would too, just because I would be more mad if I took Washington plus 11 and I'm watching the blowout before my eyes. And I'm like, did I really bet on this fucking Washington team?
You feel so stupid.
Yeah, like I'd much rather be the other side, like, damn, the Cowboys let me down, versus like I'm watching Sam Howell throw pick sixes and shit. Like, this is the team I bet on. Then our next game, our last game for Thursday before we get into Black Friday, divisional game. This, I believe, who wins this game is the number 1 seed in the division.
Nice.
Seahawks, 6-4. They're 4-1 at home, and this game will be in Seattle. Versus the 49ers, 7-3, 3-2 on away games. Don't play their best ball on away, but they have looked like the 49ers we were talking about earlier in the season this last 2 weeks. Now they're going to Seattle, taking on Geno Smith and them boys who got a good win last week. and the week before over the Cleveland Browns the week. So like Seahawks seem to be playing better ball. Well, all that being said, Seahawks are 6.5 point dog at home. Kev, do you got one dog on your slate for this Thursday games?
Uh, it would be nice to, but nah.
Nah.
I'm definitely taking the 49ers. The Seahawks let me down last week.
Yeah, the Seahawks didn't look too good, but like they didn't they win though. They found a way to win.
No, they missed the field goal.
Oh yeah, no, this is the one they missed the field goal. Yes,
So again, I actually looked back at that field goal and I was like, damn, that is pretty far. 50
it
yards.
was a 55. He was on his head. I was like, it was a 55 yarder. Like those aren't. You're not Justin Tucker back there. Like
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was far. But this is a odd Josh Myers is an automatic ass motherfucker. So that was far, but maybe my standard is a high for him because I see him make some random stuff all the time.
that's true. I mean, we had Jason Myers who missed the field goal last week, but you gotta give him some credit. He hit the field goal to beat Washington the week before.
That's real. He did.
And then on the other side, you got the 49ers who they went on 3 game losing streak. And then they came back and beat the fuck out the Jags and then beat the shit out of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now they got Seattle on deck. Divisional game. Is it we also I don't have the flow chart in front of me. Is no, I do actually. It's always in my head. Shanahan loses to Pete Carroll, Kev.
Man, I'm so tired of you and these fucking I am so tired.
McVay loses to Shanahan. Shanahan loses to Carroll, and Carroll loses to McVay. We saw it happen when the Rams beat the Seahawks last week. Pete Carroll loses to McVay, but Pete Carroll owns Shanahan.
I'm so sick and tired of you and these because you be right. I'd be so mad. I that's the only thing that ever pisses me off. I'd be like, bro, this man literally is not even using like statistics and stats. This motherfucker is just sitting there like, nah, this is the way the world works.
Somebody's gonna close your eyes and place the bet.
Nah, but I'm expecting the 49ers to look as old have they have been recently. I think this team is healthy again. Brandon Ayuk looked good last week. 70, what was it? A 70-yard, 5-yard touchdown, something like that.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Brandon Ayuk looked good. Deebo Samuel active. Christian McCaffrey is always doing what Christian McCaffrey does. So there was a lot of vibes. There was a lot of vibes out there. So I'm expecting this 49ers team to look good against this Seahawks team who's not going to go out without a fight.
Yeah, if I would probably take the Seattle plus 6.5, just because the spread's so big for a divisional game where Shanahan doesn't beat Carroll often. And it's not like the Seahawks have a bad team. Like they still have a competent team. They have a good team. It might not be a Super Bowl winning team, but they still have a good team. So I would take the plus 6.5. I think this game's gonna be super close. With all that being said, I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks money line at home on top of it. It goes back to the flow chart, and it goes back to this 49ers just lost their safety for a year. I do think that is going to open up the room for. I mean, it's not like Geno don't got weapons. He still got DK, got Tyler Lockett, Jackson Enigma Smith is coming into his own. Like I think the Seattle is going to come in. I don't have any dogs for this Thanksgiving Black Friday slate, so I gotta go with one, and I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I mean, you're a dangerous one, Pablo, but I respect it.
And then Black Friday, first ever Black Friday football game ever, 3 o'clock, Amazon Prime, better be there or be square. We got the New York Jets, who have named Zach Wilson as their third string quarterback coming into this game.
Wow.
Tim Boyle will be the starter. Trevor Seaman will be the secondary. And then, if worst case scenario, Zach Wilson will be third string. Taking on the Miami Dolphins, where the Jets are a 10-point dog at home, Kev. This is our first time matching up with the Jets all season long, divisional game. How do you feel about the Jets versus Dolphins?
See, naturally you would think, oh, the Dolphins gonna come fuck them up. Mm-mm.
What the fuck you just?
Mm-mm. I already can tell how this is gonna go. I'm gonna
Wow,
talk all my shit about the Jets. I'm
wow.
gonna talk about how they suck. I'm talking about all this. And even though the Dolphins are gonna win, obviously, this game is gonna be strangely close because they are fighting to get Aaron Rodgers back. And I expect this defense to show out and get at least 2 takeaways. And I'm guessing, and then hold y'all to 12 points until like the fourth quarter. Then y'all take off and score like 26 type shit, 26, 27 type shit.
I could see it because our offense hasn't like is not like Tua. He's a gunslinger now. Motherfucker be throwing that bitch. Like he does like people come at his interceptions, but it's like go check his touchdowns. Like it happens. Like you throw in 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns a game, it's okay you throw one. So the Jets defense could make it. I mean, I thought the Raiders were gonna get blown out last week in Miami, and they made it a game. Mainly because they got 3 turnovers against us. But the Dolphins are 5-1 when they lose the turnover battle. And then a statistic is like all other teams, like 15 and like 60.
Oh wow.
So it's like we find a way to win. I don't think it's gonna be close just because our defense has been humming. Jalen Ramsey effect is real. Oh, he got 3 interceptions in his 3 weeks. His passer rating when throwing towards Jalen Ramsey, a big fat 0. Don't throw it to my guy's side. Like everyone that said he was washed, like you better fucking eating your word. You ever eating that Thanksgiving leftover plate the next day talking about damn I was wrong. Because I think the Dolphins are gonna blow. I don't think 10's enough, bro. I really do think, and it isn't just because we have a great offense. It's our defense is gonna stop the Jets. Like if Zach Wilson was their best quarterback for throughout the 10 weeks, and now you're throwing in somebody else, G fucking G. You were hope like there's no fucking like you telling me Zach Wilson was y'all starter for 10 plus weeks at this point. He was somebody y'all watched in practice. Y'all saw the other guys. Like, yeah, now Zach is the best option. And now it's like, oh, Zach isn't as good. Like, we're gonna have Tim Boyle out there. It's like, no, y'all fucking saw what Tim Boyle had going for 10 weeks, and y'all knew y'all shouldn't start him. It's just because Zach Wilson is getting turnovers and y'all are losing games again, where now the media is forcing you to be like, we gotta do something. We gotta change up something because we're gonna still make the playoffs. Da 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 da. I don't think changing Zach Wilson out for Tim Boyle is gonna be the thing. And I do think we're gonna blow him out. And I do think this could potentially be a Jets put up like 2 field goals type of game. Like, yeah, you could be right. Our offense doesn't do anything crazy because of their defense, but this could be a 17-6 game, and we still covered the spread.
Yeah, I respect it.
Black Friday too. I think I just think a little bit something extra is gonna go on in this game. Something a little
Yeah.
juice.
I like, Black Friday is my favorite holiday. So I'm expecting a lot to go down in this game, but it to be low scoring because of a lot of random ass shit.
Uh, it's still fuck the Jets. I hope the Dolphins players feel the same way about the Jets as I do. Because if so, they're gonna come in with all the juice. And if you and same thing, gun to your head, Kev, just because this is a double digit spread, you got to take one. Are you taking the Dolphins -10 or are you taking the Jets +10?
Oh, Dolphins -10. Yeah, I'm favoring it out this week. I'm the favorite out this holiday.
All right. Well, thank y'all for watching, and everyone that's watching at home. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Let us know what you're grateful for down in the comments.
And shout out my intramural flag football team.
Oh yeah.
We want we want flag football team champions. Oh, Paul, when I tell you this field was so fucking muddy that we played on, I play in bands. So like it was a lot of falling. Like somebody scored on my island. They didn't score on me because it was in zone, but I had 2 people. So I played the outside and they went the in. But when I tried to break in to go get his flag, I fell. So this nigga looked back and laughed at my ass. He like remember when they had when the Tyreek Hill did the little this. He didn't do that, but he just looked back and laughed. I don't want to say he pointed too. So after that, I was like, I bet. So I went to the other side where there was still some grass left on that bitch. Ain't give up nothing.
Is that let they ass know at home that that boy Kevin Waterboy's boy is a champion. He got pedigree to his picks.
Flag football champ. But yeah, now it's time to go do that shit at UF. If I go win a championship at UF, I'm talking my shit. But I'm gonna own the team. Like I don't feel like I think I'm retired.
They retiring on top, bro. That's how you got to go.
Yep. Up in there.
But again, thank y'all for watching. This has been another episode of Totally Blitz Podcast. This is the Thanksgiving special. We got 3 games Thanksgiving Day, 1 game Black Friday. We recap Monday night game where the Eagles beat the Chiefs in a very close battle, and the recap Sunday night where the Broncos beat the Vikings in a fun ass battle, 21-20. Go down, like and subscribe. Comment your thoughts and your picks. We love to hear them and all the bets you'll be sweating this Thursday night as you eat your turkey. I'm Paul Pickle Winham. That's Kevin Waterboy Savoy. And if y'all didn't know, well, now y'all know, motherfuckers.